It is the year of the Lord 867. For over half a century, Ireland has suffered continuous Viking raids which have seen her holy churches pillaged and her people slaughtered or taken away into slavery. 20 years ago, they built their first long forts, naval bases which allowed them to winter in Ireland instead of returning to Lochlan, their mysterious, frozen homeland far to the northeast. Many of these long forts were destroyed by Irish armies eager to seek revenge now that they had been given static targets to strike, but others have served as the basis of what may yet come to be permanent Norse settlements on the island. At Limerick, Cork, and other strategic locations around the coast, they have thrown up palisades and built towns from which they seek to control the surrounding countryside. In the east, at Auclia, stands their power base, known for the black pool around which the settlement has grown, Dubh Linn. Here the pagans Olaf the White and Ivar the Boneless rule as kings, though their attention has been drawn away by the activities of their heathen brethren across the Irish Sea, and some measure of calm now descends on the island. These settlements are also the Norsemen's weakness, involving them in the politics and wars of the Irish. In 848, the High King of Ireland, Moll Shocknail Mac Moll Runaid, killed several hundred of their number in battle, following which an embassy was sent to the court of King Charles the Bald, so that all of Christendom should know of the victory. In the southwest of the island, Viking pressure has weakened the Onocht, the ruling dynasty of Munster whose chief, Ken Falaed O Muctigern, rules as its current king. The loss of Ossory also doesn't help matters. Its ruler, Carúl Mac Dunlaine, allied with the Vikings, and waged war against his brother-in-law, the High King Moll Shocknail, so that in the name of peace he forced Munster to recognise Ossory's independence. In Leinster, the Dunlaine have monopolised power, forcing out the Kinchelig, who have not held the kingship for over a century, and it will be twice that again before one of their number rules the province. While they have not been weakened to the same extent as their southern neighbours, the ruling dynasties of Connacht, like Munster, were clients subordinate to Moll Shocknail, allies in his wars against his kinsman, Éad Mac Níl. Speaking of whom, on the death of Moll Shocknail in 862, the kingship of Tara, the sacred hill from which the Uí Néill claimed the right to rule Ireland, rotated north under a tradition over a century old, to the king of Allach, the northern Uí Néill, Éad Mac Níl. On Éad's death, the title will rotate back to the southern Uí Néill, now led by Moll Shocknail's son and successor as king of Meath, Flann Sinna. Having watched his father battle Éad Mac Níl to preserve the high kingship, now Flann Sinna has to stand by and watch Éad take his place, not alone as high king, but also as his stepfather. With Moll Shocknail's body not even cold in the ground, Éad married his widow to establish alliances and secure his rule. With Flann Sinna destined to one day sit as High King himself, he now begins to foster an ambition of bringing its rotation between the rival northern and southern branches of the Uí Néill to an end, and securing it instead for his descendants. His ambition, however, will set in motion the ultimate downfall of the Uí Néill dynasty. Welcome my friends, this is Maniacal Incorporated, and today I'm going to begin my long-promised playthrough of Ireland in Crusader Kings 3. I haven't gotten much of a chance to play CK3 since it came out. Pretty much all I've done is the tutorial, which I streamed on Twitch. Here is Mordcha, the King of Munster, and here is his giant wife. Twitch chat made me marry a lot of giants. So send a proposal, plus 13. That's a fearsome woman. She'd be handy for milking the cattle anyway, lads. Greetings, petty King Mordcha of Munster. I accept your marriage proposal. That was quick. They were looking to offload her. You will be joined by my acquaintance Wulfhilda in holy matrimony. May God grant you long life and many children. Signed by Count Werner. And thanks. So if you're interested, you can check out below in the description the link to my Twitch channel. I try to stream some way consistently. It hasn't been great of recent due to a lot of work just putting up some videos on Ireland in CK3 and other videos, but I'm going to become a bit more consistent going forward. I'm going to live stream some games in Ireland and outside of Ireland in CK3 and in other games. I do play other games. But for today, I'm going to begin my 867 run as Flann Sinna. So here is Ireland in 867. I gave a bit of a spiel at the start of the video, a history of Ireland in this time period. Ireland has been under Viking attacks since the late 7, early 800s. And I gave you a kind of an outline of who some of the important rulers were. Now, the problem is that spiel is largely nonsense, because Flann Sinna, the King of Meath, which would be Athlone in this game, and if I zoom in, can we see the baronies? We can't. There's a couple of baronies here that would also be in the Kingdom of Meath. But Flann Sinna isn't the King of Meath in this time period. He doesn't become the King of Meath until 877. So his father, Uí Néill, is actually succeeded by two other individuals before Flann Sinna kills one of them in 877, which is quite handy because in 879, Ead, the High King of Ireland, dies just in time for Flann Sinna to become the High King. In reality, when Flann Sinna becomes the High King, he attempts to keep the High Kingship in his own family. So he attempts to nominate one of his sons as heir designate of Ireland, and this sparks off basically a civil war. We're going to see the King of Munster gets killed. There's big battles between the Northern and Southern Uí Néill. Connacht gets dragged in, Leinster gets dragged in. Dublin's fine, Dublin's doing its own thing. And yeah, so it effectively weakens the dynasty to such a degree that within 100 years they've lost the High Kingship to an upstart dynasty in Munster. But what we're going to try and do in this playthrough is play as Flann Sinna and achieve some of his goals, maybe even secure a kingship of Ireland for him and for his descendants. Flann Sinna is 19, so when we start the game, I'm going to look for some important alliances, and we're going to have to decide very quickly which neighbouring county we're going to take, because they're going to get, from what I've seen, they're either going to get picked off by the Vikings or they're going to get picked off by other Irish rulers very, very quickly. So we're going to need to get some marriages, form some alliances to protect us from the Vikings and from Irish attack, and use those alliances to take a neighbouring county as quickly as possible. It's not going to be Dublin. More than likely, I'm thinking Breffni. Breffni might be an interesting one, and we could probably, that would weaken Connacht to such a degree that we could probably pick that off. But I think we'll just start with the basics first of all, and we'll get married, try and build up a bit of an army, and take Breffni. I think that's going to be our immediate goal. So let's actually start. We go into the game rules. We're going to set this to Iron Man. It's the only one that I'm going to turn on. I haven't gotten any of the achievements yet, and yeah, we're gonna try and get some of the basic achievements in today's game. So let's start as Flann Sinna, and there we go. We're in the game. So with the game paused, we are short a few council members. Yeah, there's not a lot we can do at the moment. God, we have a miserable steward, and God, we actually have very bad chancellors at the moment. So we'll start, I suppose, down here very quickly at the bottom left. So we're Irish culture. Our head of culture is Ead, who is both our stepfather. Now, he's not our stepfather in the game. They haven't included that marriage between Ead and Flann Sinna's mother, which is a pity because it would give us an early alliance. But the good thing at least is that he's not focusing, and I've seen them do this, they're not focusing on... He's not fascinated by things that he can't possibly understand. It's usually this one that I've seen Irish rulers fascinated by. So at least he's fascinated by something some way helpful. It's going to be a long time before we get our hands on it, though. 52 years. So that's our culture. If we come to our religion, insular Christianity, Monasticism, nice and simple, gives us our sins and our virtues and gives us some piety. Vows of poverty. So rulers can decide to take a vow of poverty. We gain piety at the expense of tax. We're not making a lot of money at the moment, so we might leave that off for a while. And then pastoral isolation. We get a dev growth, which is a dev growth penalty, which is further going to hit tax rates and technological development. But we do get to have lots and lots of wives, which is lots and lots of alliances. Divorce must be approved by either the spiritual head of faith or the head of the house. Now, we're not the head of our house at the moment, but we're going to see the Pope patched in as the head of faith for insular Christianity soon. So that's a bit odd that that the Pope will have to verify divorce in Ireland. This wouldn't be true to the time. Basically, always allowed is what I think should be put in there instead of divorce. We won't focus too much on that for today. And finally, House Néill. Should be Uí Néill. We are members of the Uí Néill. The Uí Néill are actually named after Éad Mac Níl's son, Niall Glundov. So that's where the Uí Néill actually comes from, but they're also all descendants of an earlier Niall, which is Niall of the Nine Hostages. We're all members of the dynasty of Céad Cathach. This is a reference to Con Céad Cathach, the founder of Connacht, effectively. It's where the Con of Connacht comes from. But the Connacht dynasties aren't in House Céad Cathach. It's just the Uí Néill and the MacAlpin, which is kind of strange. But it's going to take us a long time if we're ever going to become the dynasty head, but we should be able to become the head of the house if we're able to take a couple of places in Conquest. Right, let's actually start doing something sensible. We'll take a quick look at Breffni. 315 soldiers. Connacht is 290. Connacht might actually be a better target straight off, just because they have a smaller army. We'll see what the marriages look like. They're all the ones that ally us, our neighbours. I think we'll go for Connacht first of all. And what we will do is we will start adding, I think we will add 2 light footmen and bowmen. Or maybe light footmen, veteran skirmishers. They're cheap, which is good. They've bonuses in forests. We don't have a lot of forests. There are hills in the country, so I will create one of them. We will stay away from horsemen. They're again hills, forests, so they're not brilliant, and that pretty much leaves us with nothing else bar creating. I'll leave it for a second just in case we need the piety for anything. I don't think we do, but so Connacht is wetland, so at least bringing in the bowmen in there will be helpful to us. Let's get some nominate a successor. Now in this game, it's rather odd. Meath, so I know it's called Athlone, but it should be Meath. Meath is part of Meath, which is up in Allach, or Donegal and Tyrconnell. Don't ask. So we can nominate an heir because the High Chiefdom of Meath is under Tanistry elective, or the system of Paunishree. So we can nominate an heir, and I think we will nominate ourselves. So I'm not too sure who's in line at the moment. Maybe we are. Maybe we're top in line to succeed Éad. If something was to happen to him, we might be able to take his place. We won't do anything just like that. It looks like there's only 2 electors. So I'm nominating myself, and Éad is nominating his son. I think it's his son, yeah. So yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna get much. We're gonna be able to take this anytime soon. So probably breaking off from this and actually forming our own area is going to be what we're going to go for. I know we have an empty council. I can't do anything about it. We'll go for the martial skills first of all. That's a pity. I would rather if we were gallant. I would rather go down the route of gallantry, especially as causus belli. I think we just get free causus belli anyway. Oh no, it's X amount of piety. So okay, the piety is reduced. As soon as we can, we're pretty much going to go for gallantry. We'll go for the chivalric focus because, yeah, early on, Flann is going to be our main military commander, which is not great, to say the very least. Let's see about some marriages. We're going to toggle filters and go for marriages that give us alliances. So, we can start building some alliances in Munster. As our main wife, I think this marriage with Sheila. Oh, Sheila has absolutely terrible stats. Her sister. Yeah, I think we'll take this. Let's see if we can set up any secondary spouses off the bat to give us any other alliances. The filters are still on, so this is giving us I would rather to see if we could get an alliance to Wales, to someplace in Wales. Somebody of Welsh culture. Okay, so we don't have a lot of great choices. Pretty much what we're looking at is the 0-year-old child, daughter of the chieftain of Oriel to our northeast. No stats because she's a baby. Let's send that proposal and see if we can form a marriage there. So we have our alliance with Ormond in the south. And let's see if Connacht has formed an alliance. It hasn't. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this opportunity basically to strike immediately against Connacht. Probably want to wait until we've actually gotten our soldiers up to some level. We now also have an alliance with Oriel, so what we might do, even with our numbers depleted to this level, is we might actually just raise our armies and see if we can get, because if these guys will support us, then we are absolutely fine. And we don't want this guy forming any alliances. So, declare war. Conquer the county. So we've declared war. I have my allies. I can call him to war. Will not accept base willingness. His opinion of me is low. That's awkward. 2 more, call to war. He will accept, so that's good at the very least. That's awkward. We raise our own armies, that's really important. And Oriel is joining me. It's raising its armies. Hopefully it's going to send them down to me. I don't think there's any way at the moment of actually ordering your armies to follow you or anything like that, which is a bit of a pity. A bit of a pity. Now what we might do is come down here to Oriel and let's see if we can start a scheme to sway him. Ooh, that's not going to work well. I'm shy, so this is hurting me. So our army is commanded by Flann Sinna, the shy Flann Sinna. And let's hope that they follow me. They do, they do. We're actually holding our own even without them. But we will take the help. Their armies have been driven out. And now we begin the long siege. It mightn't be that long, hopefully. Now, of course, they're going to send their forces back to Athlone to attack Athlone. I don't think they have enough to siege it down, so it shouldn't be too bad. And we have 100% war score. We enforce our demands. And I think Connacht is ours. To the solitary Flann Sinna, may your humours rot in your living body. You are a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I will comply with your demands. So be it. And now, Athlone stretches from Galway to Athlone. Disband our army. But we have Athlone and Connacht, which will give us, at the very least, some extra forces. We do need to try and maintain a hold on the place. Control is going to be low. We're not getting any taxes from there at the moment. So we're going to try and sit back, probably build a few more alliances, before we maybe think about taking Breffni, which would allow us to form the I don't know what the hell it would allow us to form. The earldom, I suppose, yeah, the earldom of Connacht. Earldoms are not an Irish thing, they're a Norman thing, which come into the country after the 11 Norman invasions of the 1160s, 1169, 1170, 1171. So we have our empty council positions. We're being raided. Now, we're not being raided. Our liege is being raided, and I don't care. We had a victory in Galev. We've very few champions. We don't really have much of a choice at the moment. We can declare a lot of wars, and there's no country control, and we're not. That's right. We're not endorsed by our bishop. We're gonna have to leave him alone for a while because we're trying to sway this other guy. We're trying to make our brother-in-law like us a bit more before doing anything else because we need his support in future wars. Let's see, can I send my marshal to this area? I'm not too sure if I can. Nope, definitely can't send my marshal. Because we ain't got one. So we're all out of alliance material at the moment. There are no more marriages that we can secure that will give us an alliance. So I've been looking for characters with some interesting traits. And here we have a Amazonian woman, +8 prowess. So any children that inherit that trait would be great warriors. -57 opinion of us, however, which is not great. So we'll see if they will accept. They will indeed. It mightn't be a great marriage, but yeah, we might have some strong babbies. So we'll send that proposal and we'll see if that goes through. And then we still have room for one more marriage. So she has accepted. Now this is weird. And this has happened, I've seen this happen before. My alliance with the Chief of Oriel has ended since myself and his sister are no longer married. And that's because I wonder is it that marriages take up betrothal spots. So if I was betrothed to this guy's daughter, who I will try to marry again to maintain that alliance. But because there was another marriage, it forced that one out. It's kind of weird. And there we go, and the alliance has been reformed. Excellent. So, what is our next port of call? What's the next thing that we're going to start to look at? Probably need to start raiding. So once we get our army up, we're up to 638 troops. We could probably start to raid parts of the country. And even if we just form, I think we might raid Thomond. Let's see what Thomond's army looks like. Yeah, let's go a raiding. Of course, it takes a while to get them up to full capacity. They're up to 515. I thought we might have a bit more, but we don't. So what we'll probably do in a couple of seconds is try to take Breffni. We're getting info on what those pesky Vikings are doing. Oh, those pesky Vikings. In a few days' time, my beguiling vassal, Mayor Olfar, will travel through Connacht. If you orchestrate an ambush and capture him, I will reward you generously. If you accept my offer, you will get half of the money now and the other half when you turn over. I think it's like turnover page, so we turn over the page. Mayor Olfar. If he should die in the fray, I will shed no tears, but I will not pay for his corpse. I trust that the words on this parchment will stay between us. I look forward to your reply. Jarl Ivar the Boneless of the Isles. So, this is the controller of Dublin. He has, I think, 6,000 troops. So Dublin is going to be left alone for a very long time. What exactly can we do here? I know the perfect place for an ambush. 55% chance that we capture him, 30% chance that he escapes, 15% chance that he's slain in battle. I will pretend to accept, but warn Ulfar in secret. So the Jarl pays us the money. The mayor gains 15%. Ooh, there's a 100% chance he finds out. So no, that's not good, because we do not want to be bad friends with him. I'm going to accept. I'm going to accept. Let's see how this plays out. Yes, we imprisoned him. That was really quick. I wasn't expecting that to go off that quickly. So, right, what can we do? I presume, Let's go figure out how I hand over the prisoner. Bonus. So, maybe he'll come back to me later on. Who knows? Who cares? He's given me a lot of money, so I'm happy. Ah, here he is. I was thinking maybe he was just going to come back to me and ask for him. The spy I had planted in Mayor Olfar's... probably Olaf. Party has sent me her report. Oh my, it was a thrilling read. Surely that smug expression is gone from his face now. The soldiers who will collect that brooding churl are already on their way, and yes, they have brought the gold. It has been a pleasure doing business with you, Lord Flann Sinna. I hope our paths will cross again. I hope they don't. Pleasure is all mine. I'm not going to keep him. Yes, because I want more money. There you go. Fantastic. Look at this. We're rich. So, we showed up to Thomond, found that it has no gold, and we're going to Desmond. We're going to Tralee, boys. We're going to Tralee. Tralee has just recently opened a Starbucks, so we're raiding the Starbucks in Tralee. Where else has gold that I'm not actually related to? That place has gold, so we might go there afterwards. We're getting an invite to war. Ulster is attempting to conquest, or to, it's attempting a conquest of the Earldom of Oriel. My enemies. Ooh, the Earl of Cumberland. He's got 3 soldiers, he's fine. And, Ulster has 517, so we will of course accept. Because I want to keep places divided. I want to keep places disunited. Because I want to take them. So we'll bring our men back to Athlone, stand them down, and bring them up. So my wife is pregnant. I cannot wait to hold Babby in my arms. Okay. So the chances are pretty even. We have a higher quality army. They're defending in wetlands. So let's take them on. Let's see if we can fight them. Ah, Breffni, you divils. Breffni are coming for my money. So we're under attack from them. It's great that Ulster is doing absolutely nothing. And apparently we won the war. Okay. Fantastic, we get some prestige. I thought we get prestige, but it doesn't look like it. And now he's going to conquest Ulster. If I decline, what happens? Will it break the alliance? Do you know what? We'll help him. We'll help him. Also, we're still at war. This battle continues. Because we've gone straight back to being at war. Breffni is coming in. And we have a daughter and heir called Katrina Neil, as opposed to Katrina Uí Néill. Praise Saint Breed. Okay, I think we'll leave her with that name. That's a good name. We need Babby. We need a son though. That's the only thing. So we won. Okay, we got some new perks. I'm going to go for Gallant, because we want to reduce the risks involved when we're commanding an army. I think we're going to go down the Galleon tree instead of the Strategist tree for a while. We're just going to see what we're going to do. What's after happening over here? These raiders, or are they... They are by the looks of it, unless we're in another war, which would be awkward. So this is Oriel's attempt on the conquest of Ulster, and that's a battle that we're not really interested in. I'm certain these are raiders. I actually can't select them. No, right. Ulster has been conquered by them dudes. So Oriel was hoping to get its hands on Ulster. Are we now at war with them? Because they conquered Ulster. A new war target. That doesn't... Yeah, okay. It's a bit weird. I don't know if I like this. Oh no! Oh no! My wife has fornicated with my liege high chieftain Aed right on my own desk, if the whispers are to be believed. When I confront Thorgil, or Thorgol, she insists it only happened once, as if that takes the sting out of her betrayal. The divil, the two divils, and she's pregnant. Now, Thorgil is from House Mordred. They're pretty much our only stable allies. No, they're not. Actually, they're not allied with us at all. If we were to... would we be in any position to form another alliance if we arrest her? Oh, the divil. The hussy. No, is the problem. Now, they won't really follow us in alliances at the moment. We are trying to impress her brother. Oh, no. I need that alliance. You divil. You absolute divil. I do need that alliance. It's not doing great at the moment. Oh, no. So, Aed is the real father of the next child. If it's going to be a son, we're in trouble. So this is our problem up here now. We're not really in a position where we can do anything. High Chieftain Aed's spawn. My newborn son. He's not my newborn son. My wife, Chiefess Dergol, has given birth to a child sired by another man. Now she is nursing High Chieftain Aed's son. They call him Uí Néill. What am I to do with this? I don't want that child as my... Yeah, Katrina is still my heir. So her son has gone to the court of his father. To right. Oh, he's called Uí Néill as well, which is kind of awkward because there's not a hope that Aed would name his son Uí Néill. Hopefully this war comes to an end. It does, so be it. That's fine. That was awkward. In times like this, what I like to do is take my troubles out on other people. So what we're going to do is, if we're in a position to do so, we're going to conquer Breffni. Declare war. For the conquest, we are just short because we did that. So what we're going to do, let's take our first Irish decision, our decision that's open to us because we are Irish. Let's take a vow of poverty. It's going to hit our monthly income by 20%, and we're going to get 2 piety per month. And clergy opinion goes up. So take a vow of poverty. Now while we're waiting, what we might as well do is look for some targets that we can actually go and raid. Oh man, that's annoying. That's nope. That's nope. That's our ally. That's nope. That's nope. That's nope. That's our ally. That's our ally. Nobody has loot. Nobody has loot. This place has loot. Let's go and attack. Is tree loot. Wow, Ireland's in a bad way. Ireland's in a bad way at the moment. We're not making any efforts to impress Dunkeld. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to abandon that scheme and we're going to try and sway our bishop. Start that scheme. I think I gained stress, don't I? Yeah. We're still not in a position. We don't really have anyone in our court to take up that position. His stress is getting bad. We had want to. Host a feast. You will not lose stress because you're shy. Oh no. I can only lose stress through hunting. Okay, we got lots of money, which is the only thing that we got lots of. The hunt is drawing to an end. We mount our horses to leave the wetlands behind as the servants prepare the stag and our game for the journey back. Hunts like these are a pure joy. I cannot wait for next year. So 150 prestige. We got a lot of prestige. We're into negative prestige at the moment. Why? Unraised men at arms. Oh, don't you worry. We'll raise them. We will raise them. We get a new perk for our lifestyle trait. Naval speed, movement speed, heavy infantry screen, spearmen, archer screen. So that's if we're withdrawing. Heavy cavalry pursuit. We don't have a lot of this stuff. It's not of great use to us. Romance schemes, elope schemes. I think we'll go with knight effectiveness, even though, again, we don't have a huge lot of knights. And what we will, however, try to do is form. This will give us an alliance with a barony. Not much use to us. So, of course, we have our wife, Chiefess Heloise. Now, she is one of our secondary wives. Doesn't like us too much, because predominantly she's zealous. She is a zealous Christian. So, we're not going to begin swaying her just yet, but we will send her a gift to see if it will impress her in any way, make, shape, or form. We're just a few months away from having enough piety that it will allow us to attack Breffni. Hopefully, unless something goes wrong beforehand. We are seeing an army coming in here. My daughter and heir Katrina is so full of questions. I do my best to encourage her curiosity, but sometimes I cannot help but get exhausted by the constant stream of thoughts and queries. So she's curious. That's good. Let's see if we can give her a guardian. So because she has good learning, I think I'm going to send her to our bishop. Maybe this will actually make him like me ever so slightly more. It will indeed. So maybe we don't even need to continue our intrigue with the bishop. Let's go to my court. Let's go to my council. So he's -8. I think he should accept, and that should bring him up a bit. Oh, it goes up monthly. So there it is, gone up to 3. And it's going to go up slowly. Now, our Chancellor is also gone. I didn't realize this. I knew our Marshal was gone. We do have the option to recruit this guy to court. He looks pretty good. I'm going to gain stress because I'm shy. And, oh yeah, I have to talk to this guy and actually ask him. God, that's mad. I don't know. Right, we'll recruit him to court. And have him, assign him as our Chancellor. I don't think, nope, not really in a position then to do much more. So this guy's been swayed now. He's up to 25% opinion of us. We'll hold on for a while more before we go trying to sway our wife. There's a scheme at court. My spy master has come to me with grave news. While we do not yet know who, someone is plotting to kill my wife. Oh, it's a terrible pity. Yeah, we must stop the villain behind this. It's not me, just in case somebody's wondering. I'm not trying to kill her. Now, what's going on here? Attacking the chieftain of Oriel in Breffni's conquest of Oriel. Why wasn't I caught into Oriel's thing? Has there been a change of power here? So her father is indeed dead. And if we come and look at Oriel now, it's ruled by this dude who has a different child to the one that I am marrying. I think no, this is his sister. So I should still have an alliance with these guys, but I don't, which is kind of weird. Oriel's been taken by somebody else. Yes, I think there's more tribes pushing in. So Oriel has now become part of Telmark. I'm going to reluctantly. Yeah, we hate each other. We hate each other. So the guy who got my wife pregnant has invited me to a house party. Every guest is gathered in the great hall, and our gracious host, High Chieftain Ed, has welcomed us to the feast. Yeah, better be worth my time. A loud crash resounds through the great hall as one of the doors of the service quarters break in a barely Clothed Thumble, my liege, the High Chieftain, and my acquaintance. As long as that's not my wife, is it? No, it's not. I don't think so. High Chiefess. That's probably his wife. Spill out. Ah, delicious. I lose stress because I'm sadistic. That's great. Now, what's going on here? Strathclyde. This is what I'm worried about. Yeah, so Strathclyde, yeah, so the war is still, yeah, this is weird. Wars don't end when, like, one of the places is conquered. So Feast, the dilemma. The feast is dwindling down, and I find myself deep in conversation with my audacious kinsman Donal. He inquires about my opinion on tax levels, a subject he is deeply interested in himself. Donal, get a life. It's a subject that fascinates me as well. Who's Donal? Who is Donal? He's the son. Yeah, sure. Let's see if that's going to be of any use to me in any occasion. So, and now I return home, wash off the traces of merriment. I gain 18 stress because I'm shy. Oh yeah, so I don't like going to house parties. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So Connacht has gained a smuggling ring. I'm ill. No, send for a physician. Now we're becoming good friends with Donal. That's, well, okay. We're going to lose stress. Donal's dad rode my wife, but okay. We're going to pay out the big bucks to get the best person. And do no more than is necessary. It's fine. So, Sethach told me to undress, and to kneel with my buttocks raised. That was awkward enough, but when I saw the instrument in her hands, I almost bolted. She must have noticed, because she patted me calmingly on the shoulder and told me to stop clenching. The enema turned out to be just what I needed. For now, the worst of my symptoms are alleviated, and the world seems a little brighter. Excellent work, and it only cost me 50 gold. What's going to happen up here in Breffni? That's what I'm ever so slightly worried about at the moment. So, Tigernine has lost against Chieftain Ronald of Telmark in the Breffnian conquest of Oriel. So, Breffni declared war on Oriel. Oriel was conquered by Telmark, and the war between Breffni and Oriel continued. Now, what we need to do at this point in time is we pretty much need to declare war and take Breffni. We're not really in a position where we can stand back and allow any more land to be lost, because if we fall any further behind, we're going to be in a position where we're going to get eaten up by the Vikings. They've already stretched into Ulster and Oriel, into Argyll, and we need to start to move. So we're going to declare war. It's a crime. I can be in prison for this. Ooh. And we raise our armies. Now, we have... It's entirely possible that we'll be able to do this without any external assistance. I call on your honour to join me in Ossory's conquest of Ormond. Ossory's conquest of Ormond. So who's calling me? Donica of Ormond. So Ossory, oh no. Oh, that's bad. Because, of course, Ossory is now under the control of Telmark, I believe. No, Ossory, no, sorry, that's Oriel. I'm always getting confused. Curul MacDunlanne, so not MacDungall, Curul MacDunlanne is still in power in Ossory. He would be my uncle, Flann Sinna's uncle. Oh, wait, it says it there. My uncle. We'll join in, but we don't have a huge amount that we can do right now. Oh, 730 troops. That's nasty. That's nasty. You're in trouble down there, I'm afraid to say, Ormond. I got my own problems up here at the moment. So with any luck, we'll be able to siege down this place soon enough. My wife, the one that doesn't like me, is once again absent from our chambers. As night falls, she has been distant lately, lost in thought, and rarely seen at court. Am I not to her satisfaction? Is she simply busy? Or could she be warming somebody else's bed? Do you have another? Her every move would be watched. She would never disrespect the sanctity of our marriage. I thought that about my last wife. Right, let's go and watch some stuff. I'm going to need to find new wives. So, I think one of the first that we will take is an Anglo-Saxon. Comely, arrogant, lustful, and temperate. So, hopefully we will get Babby. Send that proposal, should be accepted. So that has indeed been accepted. Now let's see if... Yes, it has. So again, it's driven out that betrothal, but it doesn't make much of a difference because, of course, Ossory has been, or Oriel has been lost to the reigning house that was here previously. So it's now part of... who is his heir? Well, his primary heir is that... No, I think he's just on his own. Is he? I think it was just... Oh no, he's got this territory up here as well. What does his army look like? 437. Do you know what? We could probably take that, even though alliances are the problem. Who would he be able to bring in alliances? Oh, yeah, he would have a lot of alliances there. So let's continue our siege down of Breffni. We should manage to take this. And hopefully we'll still have a strong enough army, an army in a good enough position that we'll be able to stop Ossory's attempts to take out Ormond. Ormond, our ally, that hasn't been all that great to us. It hasn't really been much of a help. So we're back to good health. Excellent. I'm no longer ill. Fantastic. So we've discovered a scheme at court. My spymaster has come to me with grave news. She is certain that Chiefess Heloise, my own wife, is scheming against my other wife. My own wife is scheming against my wife. Let the traitor be known, throw her in jail. Whether true or not, I will not accuse Heloise. Now, yeah, I mean, she did betray me. She did betray me. She's an adulterer. She slept with Aed. So, he married my mother after my father died, and now he slept with my wife. So I won't accuse her. We will probably, as horrible as it is, we will probably have to try to romance our wife who betrayed us. Because we need a babby. And we need a babby of a royal house. We need a babby of a royal house. 0% success. And I will gain a lot of stress. Oh. I'll gain a lot of stress. Let's leave it a while. Let's see if we can do anything up here. Greetings, Chieftain Flann Sinna of Athlone. Despite our best efforts, my agents have yet to uncover any secrets here at court. Very well, you know what's best. Let's go back to disrupting schemes. We should be in a position to enforce our demands on Breffni. And we have expanded. Now, that should give us possibly a title that we can create. The actual Duchy of Connacht. We could create this title. Oh, title has same or higher tier than the primary title of your liege. Yeah, so can we do this? Can we actually do this right now? No. I suppose I have to do I have to? My armies are raised. So I will... Do you know what? We'll get rid of our problem down here first of all. So we have 450. We'll bring them back to Athlone. We'll see if we can raise any more. Hopefully, Ormond is coming with us, because if it is, we will be able to... They look like it. Yeah, we'll just go straight for... Haha! They're withdrawing! Ah, he surrendered too early. He surrendered too early. Well, he didn't surrender. He had the demands enforced on him. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. Okay. Disband our army. Disband. We come up here to Alach. This guy has 335. He has attacking, defending. He's allied. Ooh, he's allied with Mori. But can we declare war on him? An independence war. We can. So that's very well what we might be doing soon enough. So this is what Ireland looks like. Coming to the end of 874. Athlone stretches throughout Connacht. We're in a position to declare ourselves as the Earl of Connacht. But our title is... creating that title would be the same as the title that our liege has. So we're going to have to go and declare an independence war shortly. And Ossory has united. It's actually taken out one of our allies. My wife's family, my treacherous wife's family, who betrayed me, or the family of my treacherous wife, who had a son with Ead, the Duke of Meath, or the petty king of Meath, or the chieftain of Meath, whatever his title is. The Vikings have extended their grip on Ireland, so Ulster and Oriel have fallen to the Vikings. The Isles still remain strong. Leinster and Desmond hold out. What I'm going to do in the next episode is I'm going to try to basically go to war with Meath, and which now covers all this area, so an internal war for the independence of Athlone, and then establish the chieftainship of Connacht. So, yeah, come back and watch me fight against the man who rode my wife. God almighty, CK3 is weird.